trying to expand globally. Long curly hair and a beard, but he ain't Toby Keith. You might have thought it's beef, but we gon' handle that. Stealing jerseys off of the wall like fuck Vanderjack. Okay, he ran with that, and now he's on the loose. Put a little bit of poison in his Jamba Juice. Go ahead and drink on that, just take another sip. Need an appraisal? Shout out to Ron Huffendick. The kids loving this, I know you heard it, son. The purpose is perfect, every person we learn something from. Go ahead and come along, we have a little fun. A few questions, how about 31?
Yeah, we are back. We are back with a new 31. You guys know what time it is. I'm trying to find a sound effect to get this thing going. You know what?
Well, let me ask you something.
Let me ask you guys something. You guys ready for a new 31? Because
whoa, kaboom!
Here it is. You know I'm fired up. We took a day off, a couple days off, just to let some people catch up. I don't know if it's possible I was putting out too much content, but I felt like I was. I heard people, they weren't even to Brad Garrett yet. So I hope you guys caught up. I thank everybody for listening. I got another great 31 for you today with my boy, the $20 chef, Shaun Latham from Barstool Sports, and a very funny comedian. I think you guys are going to love it. You know, he's one of those good guests. He's very vulnerable. He's very honest, and he had some great stories and a shitty dad, which I think is always good for comedy. But as always, shout out to the Patreons. We are on 39. Who wants to be the big 40? Who wants to get that 40? Number 40 Patreon. We'd love to have you. You know, come on in. Join the team. Join the content factory. You know, if you're a Patreon, you can come sleep on my couch and breastfeed my children. You can do whatever you want. It's for $7. You have total control of my life. If you need a kidney, just join my Patreon. But that's all. I don't know. I'm day 27 sober, which is hard because Shire's upstairs having drinks with two of our friends that came over that are very healthy. We're quarantined. We're doing what we're supposed to, but, you know, occasionally you got to see some people. So it's just one, it's two, it's a couple came over, but they're up there having fun. I'm down here working in the basement like I'm at the bottom of the Titanic or something. But anyway, I just hope you guys are doing good. I just don't know. I just wish they would give us a date. I just want a light at the end of the tunnel. But in the meantime, we'll just keep plugging away. Like I said, maybe once or twice a week I'll give you guys a day off. And it's always good. I can keep making shit every day, and then we just stack it, because when this ends, people are not going to want to do podcasts. They're going to want to be outside. So I'll keep stacking them. We'll keep having them for you. But I think this is a great episode, and you know all the bullshit. I love you guys. Stay healthy. I hope you guys are good. If I can do anything to help, I am here. Not only am I a comedian, dude, I'm your friend. So if you know, the other day when I had my little pouty rant and I was a little frustrated and maybe a little depressed, I got a couple nice messages that really cheered me up. So I'm here. If you need me, I'm easy to find. Send me a message. Most of you already have my phone number, but if you need it, I'm always here. I'm good at pep talks. I'm one of those dudes. I'm good at giving advice, but not very good at taking it. And I think half the time when I'm telling somebody something, I like to say it out loud because I'm listening to myself, tell myself what to do. But anyway, stay safe. I'm here if you need me. I hope this makes you guys laugh. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye. And we are back. We are still inside, stuck in the content factory. But I got another great episode for you guys today. My guest today is a very funny comedian. You've seen him on Comedy Central. And if you're a fan of Barstool, which you should be, because they're always putting out the best content, you know him as the $20 chef, my good buddy Shaun Latham. How are you, buddy?
I'm doing pretty good, buddy. How are you doing? Good to hear from you, man.
I'm good.
I'm on your show.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, man. I'm doing good. I'm good. Where are you? Are you up in? Are you still in New York City?
No, I escaped that shit. I didn't want to get. I don't want to be need the ventilator when they can't get them.
Yeah.
My girlfriend lives in New Jersey, about 60 miles south of the city.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe closer to somewhere 60, 70 miles south.
Oh, so
it's about a 4-hour train ride and a 15-minute car ride from the city. So that's where I'm at. I'm down here in New Jersey with her and with the family down here.
Oh, that's great. Well, that's good. Yeah, I was worried. I was thinking, God, I hope he's not in New York City, because it sounds like it's awful.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like it's pretty terrible, but I still have people over there that are still doing their thing. I don't understand it, but I don't know who the people are getting it. I mean, but today they're showing video of mass graves being buried. And I mean, that's just insanity.
Yeah, it's scary. You never know what to believe, but all the shit I've been seeing, I'm just like, well, one day I saw something and they're like, said it was New York, and then I found out it was Italy, and this whole thing has just been fucking brutal, and I miss regular life, but I'm just trying to avoid it. That's why I love doing shit like this. It takes my mind off it for an hour, and we get out.
Yeah, it sure
does. Plug where everybody can find you real quick up front so they can come follow you and get some more content during this.
Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. I mean, Twitter and Instagram are my main two. Shaun Latham, ShaunLatham, and then on any social network, the $20 Chef is my show, my cooking show.
Yeah, which is awesome. And you've been doing late night Twitter, which has been on fire. So he's always.
Oh, thanks. Yeah. They're so much nicer at night, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about these Twitter fucks during the day, but they're just, they got it bitter.
Yeah. Everyone's just mad. So check out $20 Chef in the day. Then at nighttime, hop on Twitter, and that's when the fun. As long as you're nice. If you're an asshole, get off Twitter forever. Actually, it doesn't matter when.
Oh, that's never gonna happen.
Well, that's true. All right, here I'll just hit you with some questions. We'll just go rapid fire. Well, not rapid fire, but easy questions. And we'll start with this first one. Where are you from, and where's the best place to eat in your hometown?
Oh man, I'm from Los Angeles. I lived in Yuma, Arizona. I moved around a lot as a kid. Mm-hmm. So, but I ended up living in Yuma, Arizona from Yuma and Phoenix area from 15 to 25.
Yeah.
In Los Angeles, obviously grew up, and In-N-Out was the spot, especially for a kid. You grow up and that's like little kid crack. And then, and as far as Yuma, Arizona goes, where I went to high school, I finished junior high there and went to high school there. There's a place called Chili Pepper, and they have a sister restaurant called Mr. G's. It's kind of like, it's a sit down spot, but you order at the counter and go sit down. Mm-hmm. And they have the most amazing bean and cheese. Well, the tortillas are another level. There's just old grandmas in the back just churning out the most amazingly perfect tortillas. And the bean and cheese burritos are unbelievable. And the rolled tacos. Every time I go there, I get 2 bean and cheese burritos and a dozen rolled tacos. I usually have some tacos left over. And their sauce is also unbelievable. What happens is when the burrito, you want to squeeze it because they put just enough beans in there so it doesn't like. A lot of people don't understand the physics of a bean and cheese burrito. You can't overfill it because it's just going to be a shit mess. So you have to have the perfect amount of bean and cheese in it. So with that tortilla holding strong. But what you do is with these, the cheese is still so melted with the beans. You take it and you push it a little bit out on top of the rolled taco. And then you dive that right into this big ass cup of salsa they give you. And it's like, it's the most, to this day, I've been to 49 states and like 28 countries. No one can touch this place when it comes to a bean and cheese burrito rolled taco combo with the salsa and the tortillas. It's just an unbelievable situation. I had my mom mail me some before this. It cost like $200 to overnight this shit.
And was it still good?
It was worth it.
It was worth it? That's awesome.
As long as you reheat in the oven, you can't be fucking around with the microwave. It's just going to make everything taste like plastic. You got to have a little patience and make sure you get the oven to 400 degrees and put it in there for 15 minutes, and then you're good to go.
Damn, that sounds fucking perfect right now. You
can drink the salsa.
Oh, really? Oh, man, this sounds.
It's that good. It's that delicious, and it's that texture where it's not like super thick, like it's all mushy.
Yeah.
It's almost watery in a manner, and it's unbelievable. Like when it's at the end of the cup, if you have nothing left except the salsa, you can easily take a shot to the face, and no one would question it.
Well, it's good to know because I've made a bunch of drives from LA to Phoenix and back and forth, and whenever I'm in Yuma, that's usually like a good spot to stop and eat. So now I'm going to hit that up for sure. You just said you've been to 49 states. Which one are you missing?
Alaska.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one.
Also, just for geographical reference, you might have the wrong city because Yuma's is on the southwestern corner of the state of Arizona, like the very far corner where the Mexican border is 10 minutes away from my high school used to party in Mexico from 16 on.
Oh, really? Yeah.
So,
don't you go?
yeah.
Don't you drive through that on the way? I thought I drove through.
No,
Yuma.
San Diego to Phoenix, you will.
That's what it is. San Diego to Phoenix. I was like, I know I've been through Yuma. Yeah, it's San Diego to Phoenix. Yeah. Because my buddy was stationed down there. A little
Marine
right
base.
Yeah. So I'd go scoop him up. Well, you've been all over. Let me ask you this: what's one place you never ever want to go again?
Where do I never want to go?
One city.
Again?
Yeah.
Good question. I've never thought about a place where I'm like, yo, fuck this place. Damn, that's a good one. Where would I not want to go again? You know, I can't think of a place that was just that terrible, to be honest. I don't.
Yeah, that's good then.
I mean, maybe like Stockton, but they do have good shows, but the hotels can be scary afterwards because it's just criminals running around that place. But I mean, the shows were always good there, but you never know. It was just a very sketchy place afterwards.
Yeah, no, I agree. I had fun in Stockton until the lights went down, and I was like, yeah, when it gets dark, I'm ready to get the hell out of Stockton.
Yeah. No one wants to be there after dark.
Yeah. What was your favorite toy as a child?
G.I. Joe all day.
Mm-hmm.
I had I think my mom helped me mail in and get the evil twin brothers with the quad.
Nice.
So I that was my shit right there. It was the evil twin brothers. And then I also Zartan. He was a mail-in guy.
Yeah. No, I remember how important the mail-ins were. I think really that's the first time I ever got mail as a kid. And I remember just running home every day like, is it here yet? Is it here yet? And then when it finally came, I was so fucking happy.
Oh, man. I know. You just had to send the UPCs into the back of the toy and hope to Christ that they got it and sent it in because they could lie and say they never got it.
Yeah. What did you do on your 21st birthday?
Oh, man. I was living in Tempe, Arizona.
That's a good spot.
My roommate, Tempe. And my roommate, I was living in Mesa, but my roommate took me to Tempe. We went to Mill Avenue, very 21-year-old kiddish. Obviously, that was the move. And we went to a place called Mill Avenue Q Club, and they had a jar there of like this habanero tequila or some shit. And you had to sign a waiver to even drink it and buy it.
Oh.
So my buddy goes, all right, I'll give you this. And then he bought me a Long Island iced tea behind it to drink it. And I took the shot. I signed the waiver. I took this ridiculously terrible shot. I sucked down the Long Island, and then I threw up and we went home. It was absolutely horrible.
That's funny. I spent the night after 21st on Mill Avenue. I was living out in Chandler, and that's a good little stretch to be when you're 21. I was the same way though. I puked right by the stadium, and I think it was Long Island iced teas too, because I just didn't really know what to order. I was like a fucking idiot.
You don't, right?
Yeah.
You really don't know what to order. So much shit just made up before then, like at house parties, like whatever goes in the glass.
Yeah.
And then you're just like, I think a Long Island, I guess. You don't know it's a rookie ass drink until.
Well, you definitely shouldn't be signing waivers on your first fucking night. That's. I love it. You weren't fucking around. Like, all right, if I die, I die.
It's funny. I was in Phoenix a couple. I headlined Stand Up Live last year, like last April, and I took my girlfriend with me. And Mill Avenue Q Club is still there, and we went in, and I told her that story. I was like, that's why I was so fresh in my brain, because I just went to that bar, still rocking and rolling.
Oh, I got to do it now. I got to go. I'll go sign the waiver and try it, man. There's a bar like
Good
that
luck.
here in Denver. Well, I'm sure I'll puke too, but there's one like that here where I take my friends where they do these little scorpion shots with like a dead scorpion in it. And it's not like it's that good or anything.
Man.
It's just like you just do it to just say you did it. And then it's always a good get the night started thing. So what about karaoke? You got a go-to karaoke song?
I'm not a big singer in public. I will do it after if enough whiskey's in my brain.
Mm-hmm.
I always go 90s country though, some kind of George Strait, or something along those lines. Maybe some Randy Travis, something where I can kind of just talk my way through it with a half-assed version of whatever their singing is.
I love it.
I might hit them with some Digging Up Bones or something like that.
Yeah, no, those are great. I ask that question a lot, and I'm a country fan, and especially 90s country, and no one ever answers that, so I love that answer.
My mom, I was force-fed it, and I ended up liking it. So
yeah, that's
here we are.
Trust me, I fought country forever growing up in Wyoming, and now I listen. Now I'm feeding it to my girlfriend, and she fucking hates it, but she's coming around. I'll catch her in the car occasionally singing. I'm like, I gotcha.
That's awesome.
When's the first time you asked somebody for an autograph?
Dave Justice.
Nice.
Atlanta Braves. I was living in South Carolina when I was like 13 or whatever. Me and my best friend Joseph, his parents took us to a baseball card show, and Dave Justice was there.
Yeah.
And we got his autograph.
That's a big get back then. He was a star.
Yeah, he was a beast. I think at one point, though, there was a guy in my apartment complex. Everybody said he was this kid said he knew a wrestler and he was going to have Sting come to his house. And we were like, I don't know, bro. We were like in 5th grade or some dumb shit, you know? And this guy was like, yeah, I'm Sting. And we're like, this guy ain't fucking Sting, dude. And I was like, well, do the Stinger yell, bro. Do the yell he did or whatever. I forgot. Anyways, I think I felt like maybe that I might have gotten his autograph, and then we threw it away after we figured out it was bullshit. but the real one was Dave Justice.
Yeah, that's a much better one. What's the most money or coolest thing you've ever won?
Coolest thing I won, it wouldn't be the most expensive, but at the time it was the coolest. I was like 15 and when I was in Yuma, Arizona, and they had just opened up a Super Kmart. Mm-hmm. And they were doing a raffle of this dope-ass Corvette gas-powered go-kart. And it had flames on it. It was, I mean, I was pretty much too big for it. I was 15, but it was still a gas-powered go-kart.
Yeah.
And my buddy Joseph in South Carolina had a go-kart, so I was like all about that go-kart life. So there's a bunch of little kids running around putting their, filling out the little flyer to put their name in the box, and the guy goes, so I'm grabbing what I'm filling it out, and the guy goes, all right, anybody else? And I'm the last person to put my ballot in, and they didn't shake it up or anything. Uh-huh. He grabbed my shit right off the top, and I won this fucking go-kart.
Oh, it's dope.
And I hung my bike up, and my feet wouldn't fit in it, but it was a Corvette go-kart, so the gas and the brake were on the steering wheel.
Uh-huh.
So I just kept my legs right out on top of the hood of the car, and I just rode around my neighborhood.
That's awesome.
And until my Pakistani homie bought it off me when I gave him a 1-week warranty, sold it to him for $300.
How fast did it go?
It was hauling ass, bro, in the neighborhood. And I'll tell you what's funny is that after I got that go-kart, every kid in the neighborhood was suddenly my best friend.
Yo, I'm sure. I love that you're
knocking at my door at 7 a.m. on a Saturday trying to say, can Shaun come play?
I love that you're giving out 1-week warranties at 15 years old. That's great.
Well, it was his dad. His dad was like, we would like, his dad, my Pakistani homie had played basketball with him. Him and his brother, they wanted his little brother Zishan wanted this go-kart so bad. So we gave him $300 and a 1-week warranty, which is just absolute dog shit. Like what are we gonna do here? What's gonna happen at day 7? It's gonna break down. It's a go-kart.
Yeah, no shit. And if you give me $300, it's gone in a week at 15 years old.
Yeah, bro. Especially at 15, I'm over here like I'm ready to buy up the whole baseball card shop for my $300. Like it's $3 million.
Yeah, you need about a 7-hour warranty. I'm at 15. I'm spending that quick.
Yeah.
What's the weirdest thing you've ever had happen with a roommate?
Oh man, roommate weirdness. Let's think here. I had a lot of roommates. Oh man, let me think. Damn, I don't know if anything was ever too weird. I'm trying to think here. Didn't be around down the list. I had a wild ass stripper as a roommate one time, and they took us to a show one time to do it for fraternity. Uh-huh. And it was a wild situation. I mean, I thought it was to be regular, but they were doing the extracurricular, like they had guys holding lollipops in their mouth. And they were rolling up and like going down. Like they were going ham, bro. And I was I had never seen anything like that. I mean, I was in my early 20s, but yeah. I had never like personally watched a chick butt naked and then hand a dude a sucker, tell him to lay down, hold the sucker, above his head. So like, reverse that you normally would hold a sucker instead of in your mouth.
Yeah.
You have the sucker sticking out and you hold onto the stick, and then she was riding the sucker, and then David then pulled it out of his mouth and put it in his mouth the other way. Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Which was a wild situation. They'd have little after parties and stuff that were pretty bonkers. But I mean, I have to say that was it.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about Todd. Weren't you and Todd roommates for a while?
Yeah, we were. That was great. That's when all this shit started, man. That's when everything changed when me and him were roommates.
Yeah, that's what because I had him on about a month ago, and he said, I forget what his roommate story was. He said you guys didn't have any crazy stories, but he just loved living with you. So yeah, that's awesome.
Oh yeah, we cooked so much, dude. We cooked and worked. Well, we worked on material. We'd always be bouncing bits and just cooked a shitload.
Yeah.
Did a podcast in our garage, and we started working with Pat McAfee. Working with Todd was. You know what's crazy about working with Todd is he was still a cop when I lived with him.
Yeah, that's what he was saying.
I felt a little bit weird because I had weed in my room, and I didn't want to rub it in because he was a cop in Indiana and is very he didn't care.
Yeah.
But I still felt some sort of weird moral obligation to not let him know.
Yeah.
And then at that time, I was also getting 50 or 60 weed pens that I was selling for $20 a piece. I'm sorry, I was selling for $40, and I was getting them for $20. Yeah. So I was started, and this is when they first hit the scene. So I was going through a whole bunch, and I felt pretty shitty for a little bit. I was because it only happened for a month before he stopped working there.
Uh-huh.
But I was I'm the asshole that has a drug operation going on with my cop roommate while he's over here pinging cell phones trying to find criminals all at him because he was part of the fugitive apprehension team, FAT, yeah. And he's over here pinging guys trying to find out where they are to get these wanted criminals, and I'm over here I got an operation going over here. If you want me to sell one of your suspects some weed pens, let me know. I can double dip for you, bro.
Yeah, you can just deliver them right to the house for him. Yeah, who are you looking for? I could just get them here in a half hour.
Yeah, I'll get them over here, bro. I'll give them 2 for 1.
That's awesome. Do you collect anything?
I used to be a monster baseball card guy.
Mm-hmm.
Lately what I've been buying a lot of beer towels and shit for my little home bar.
Mm-hmm.
I've been enjoying that. Other than that, I don't really. I collect alcohol bottles. I don't know if that matters. But no, not really. Not that I can think of. I mean, shoes. I love. I mean, I'm addicted to Yeezys. I have 5 or 6 pair only. But
yeah,
they're a couple $100, and they're just so comfortable and awesome. And
yeah,
I used to be a Jordans guy, but they're just not nearly as comfortable. They're like a 4 compared to the Yeezy 10.
Yeah,
of comfort. So.
No, I agree.
Well, not really. I mean, not too much collecting, but I love Yeezy shoes and bar and beer and beer towels and shit like that.
Yeah. Well, yeah, for the bar, that's dope. What about do you save any of your stand-up stuff, or do you have any of your stand-up stuff that's really important?
Like posters and things?
Yeah, or anything like that you're or a picture or anything. I'm always curious, if there's one stand-up thing.
I don't have anything in particular. No, I have some posters at home that I don't have anything in frames though.
Uh-huh.
Anything with stand up that I'm proud of is a TV credit or some shit like that. You get it when you were on the This Isn't Happening. That's not something you can. That's just there. It's out there and it. But nothing I really collect. I mean, picture type shit. I've been in 2 fights with Rough and Rowdy at Barstool Sports, and I have both of those on a canvas of a knockout where I knocked the dudes out. Well, I knocked one guy down, I knocked one guy out, but I have those on my wall,
which were awesome.
Because that's a monster accomplishment.
Hell yeah,
I still can't believe I even did that at 40 years old.
No, it was awesome, man. Let's see. Where's the worst place you've ever had to sleep?
Oh man, I'd say I did a gig, one of my first quote unquote road gigs, but it was just me traveling. No one booked me to come.
Uh-huh.
I went to Atlantic City with this guy who was a promoter in Phoenix, something Stevie D, I think his name was. some janky, he ran with 2 bar rooms and then he started promising everybody the world, when you first start off in your first year or whatever, you're like, this guy, he's taking us to Atlantic City. We're going to play Catch a Rising Star. The bookers or the casinos are going to be there. You know how it is when you're like that. And so I front my own money for the plane and everything, and we do to the show, and it's an absolute horrible shit show, right? And the mic's not working, right? No light. There's no booker there. it's just an absolutely horrendous bar show. So like we all revolt, and the hotel, there was like not even sheets in the hotel. I was up all night with like people just fucking off. It was just like a criminal enterprise going on there of crackheads. I've never been that scared in a hotel.
Yeah.
One time in San Francisco, I hung out with this kid. What was his fucking name? Justin something. And he lived in a sketchy ass house. But nothing beat that Atlantic City hotel, man. That shit was the next day we canceled the show. We all went to New York, and that was the first time I went to Times Square, and I was blown away by like I was blown away by the culture shock of going to New York City for the first time.
Yeah, for sure. I remember going, like, I remember all my friends were talking about how great New York was, and I was like, oh, fuck New York. And then I got there after like a half hour. I was like, holy shit, I get it now. This is next level. Just a whole different energy.
I was blown away.
Yeah. Well, speaking of like scary nights, what moment in life were you the most scared?
One of my most scary moments was when I tried to surf, and I was probably my late 20s, I'd say I was in my like 30-ish or so, in my 30s, early 30s, and my buddies were going on a surf trip to San Onofre, which is like halfway between LA and San Diego.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know, like, I was like, oh yeah, I'll go try to surf. Like, I had never really gotten out there on some serious waves. Like, I've been fucking around on like some 5 or 6 footers trying, like in Hermosa or Manhattan Beach, but I never went like where the pros are hanging out, like I never experienced actual close to death type shit. And I was the only dummy out there. I had the biggest surfboard you ever saw in your life because my buddies knew I didn't know what I was doing anyways. So I get out there. I lug this heavy-ass surfboard all the way down to this place. We camped out. And then I get out there. And these waves they don't build fast. Like the water, it's not like the water goes down and up at the same time, right? Like as the wave builds. So I'm the only clown out there of 100 people with no wetsuit. I start paddling out, and then as the waves building, I'm looking up, and it's just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. It's like a wall, like a 25-foot wall minimum. And I was overcome with like this anxiety of this like deathly feeling that I'd never felt before. Like I thought I was going to die, and then then it breaks over on me. The board goes flying. I thought I was going to die, and I got out, and that was a wrap on my surfing skills. Like that was it. I was done. I'm like, I don't know what I think I was going to do, but it sure as hell ain't this.
Yeah, I bet, man. Yeah, that's like my biggest fear is to drown. And there's a couple of times when I was a shitty surfer too, and I tried, and I got sucked under and shit. And I was like, I came up, and I was like, all right, I'm done. I was with you. That's enough for me. I can find another hobby that's a little safer for sure.
That drowning feeling is something else. Like when you feel like you're going to drown. I never had that kind of fear overcome my body like I was going to die.
Yeah, it's so scary. What's the best costume you've ever worn?
I worked at a prison from 18 to 20. I worked in a Yuma County jail as a correctional officer. Well, after I got fired, you don't get to keep your badge, but you get to keep the pants and shirt because you buy it,
Mm-hmm.
So I just, for like the next 4 Halloweens after that, I was just always a federale. So I would wear my Yuma County Sheriff's Officer suit. I'd wear a gun holster with like a water gun in it, like kind of like Doofy from Scary Movie.
Uh-huh.
And then I would wear a sombrero, and that was it. I was a federale.
That's perfect. Well,
which is a Mexican cop.
Yeah. How crazy was it working in the jail?
It's not as crazy as you'd think, but shit did happen. You still get in fights sometimes with guys, and people still threaten you. But it depends on how much of a hardo you are, right? Like if you're in there pretending like you're a real cop, then you're gonna have problems. Because county jail just means they're only there while their trial is pending, or if they get a DUI or whatever. Like any kind. If you go to jail from the street, you go to county, and then after you get prosecuted, you go to federal.
Mm-hmm.
So county, you could be your buddies are coming in, it could be your family coming in. You just never know, and you don't know. It could be the murderers coming in right then and there, and they have nothing to lose. They can fuck you up. They can go at you. So it was a lot of babysitting, a lot of bullshit.
Uh-huh.
Learned a lot about myself. But then when I got fired after I got a DUI, it was kind of like a blessing because then I moved to Phoenix and then I started doing stand-up. So.
Uh-huh. Oh, so they fired you. So you got a DUI and then you had to go into your own job, and that was when they fired you?
Well, here's the thing. In Yuma, Arizona, when you go to Mexico, right,
Uh-huh.
you have to drive through like a 2-mile patch of California to get to Mexico. And I got my DUI in that 2-mile patch of California. So my office didn't even. I was 20 years old, and then I was just about to go to the highway. I just got hired on a highway patrol for Arizona, it's DPS, Department of Public Safety.
Mm-hmm.
And right before I left I was about to quit the sheriff's office and then go to the Academy for Highway Patrol for Arizona, which I was all excited because I wanted to be in law enforcement. That was it. And then I get the DUI, and then they don't know at my office, but I was dating the girl that was the classification person who, she decides whenever a prisoner comes in, they have to be classified. What level of security are they in? Are they in the low level? Or are they in full on SMU high level security? Well, I got I was in an emotional basket case, and I asked her what to do, and she goes, "You better go there and come clean right away. You'll probably still have your job, whatever."
Uh-huh.
But I was such a fuck off that they didn't like me, so they fired me right away.
Oh, that sucks. But
and then the next day, and then a week later, that chick who I thought was like, I bought her a necklace. I remember I bought her a necklace. I was like, this is gonna go places, right? The next week, she quit. She up and quit after like 6 years of working there with one of the high up lieutenants or whatever, and he quit too. They just vanished together. They just moved.
Oh shit!
To this day, I have no idea what the hell happened to that chick. I never heard from her again. That he was a corporal or some shit like that. I forgot what they called him. He was a commander. That's it, a commander.
Something bad happened. She's wearing your necklace.
They just left. Bro.
Yeah, she's wearing your necklace somewhere in Mexico in the hideout.
Mm-hmm. I don't know where she went.
That's funny. Who in life have you met that made you the most nervous?
Most nervous. I think maybe the first time I started to meet Gabriel Iglesias was the most nervous I was.
Mm-hmm.
Because he was just like, and he still is. But when I met him, when I met him like on a personal level, not just like because I was a food runner at the Improv and a waiter, so I would see him in the early 2000s. But in 2009, I started like hanging out, and then I started getting guest sets, and that was pretty nerve wracking. Because I always, because he's your friend, but he's also your boss when you're working for him, right? And he runs a tight. I mean, he's a businessman. That guy is as successful as he is because of his business. He is a squared away businessman, and if you fuck off, then there's a strong chance he's just going to cut your ass loose. So he always kept you on your toes, always nervous.
Yeah,
I got to say him. I think.
Yeah.
Him and my real dad. When I first met my real dad, maybe that.
Oh yeah. Wait, how old were you
when I was like 18?
Oh really?
18, 17, 18. Yeah.
Holy shit!
And then you have a lot more. Like, I'm just glad I didn't have to go to the depths that like a Luke Skywalker had to go to figure out who his dad was.
Uh-huh.
Because I met my dad at a Denny's like noon on a Wednesday. My dad was sitting there at the bar drinking a Coors Light with a mullet and a hearing aid. I'm just like, oh my god, driving a 1975 rusted Corvette. I'm like, this is my dad, dude.
Holy
of all people.
Shit! Wait, so did you see him growing up at all, or that's the first time you've ever met him?
No, I thought me and my brother had different dads, and my mom told me the truth when I was like 15.
Oh wow!
She just didn't want me to grow up all confused and fucked up, so she just, when my mom was studying with me right in the early stage, she met my brother's dad, and he ended up sticking around and being the bigger man, and so he started raising me for the first few years.
Uh-huh.
So I thought that was my dad. I didn't realize that me and my brother were actually complete opposite human beings, and that there's no way this guy's my dad. But you don't think about that when you're a little kid,
No, you don't even know. Well, did you suspect anything until she told you, or just out of nowhere one day she told you at 15 and you were like, holy shit?
I didn't suspect anything, dude. Because at that point, my brother's dad was never around at all anyway. So, neither of them had been around for well over 10 years. So, well, I never suspected. Like, I never even thought about it. But my mom, when I was moving back to Arizona, I had some cousins there that, we all got that section of family that just is all fucked up.
Yeah.
So my mom figured that she didn't want me to find out the wrong way by one of my, drugged up cousins explaining to me that me and my brother actually have different dads, and I had no idea who I am.
Uh-huh.
So that's what she told me.
Wow. And then how'd you find her?
And then I met him. My mom had a high school friend that said she knew where he still was, so that she reached out, and he came to meet me. And then he had lived in Utah or some shit. He came to meet me, and then he tried to hook up with my mom. My mom's boyfriend's there. He's trying to hook up with my mom. I'm like, you haven't seen my mom in 20 years. You can just roll in and just tear it up? Like, what are you talking about here?
Oh, wow. That had to be.
So, yeah, that was it.
Yeah, I went through, not as drastic as that, but I remember going to the airport. I hadn't seen my dad in like 10 years. And going to the airport and trying to be like, because I didn't even know what my dad would look like. So I can't imagine. I mean, I kind of know what you went through, but I can't imagine on your level of the fucking, that had to be, that's a crazy moment. So wait, do you still talk to him?
No, I haven't talked to him for 12 years.
Oh, really?
But I will say this. What was really awkward was when I was like 18 or 19, I went to the sheriff's department. So I was in the academy, and they had my dad's side of the family had a family reunion.
Mm-hmm.
So growing up with my brother and mom, I was complete opposite of my brother and everybody, right? I was just like a maniac bouncing off the walls, like a dark-skinned kid with a lazy eye and like this crazy, like thick black hair that nobody else had in the family. And then I went to this family reunion on my dad's side, and it was like the most eye-opening. I walk into a room of nothing but people of me. I'm like, everybody looks like me. They all sound like me. They all got hair like me. I was like, I had been 19. I was definitely 18. And I remember walking in just kind of mind blown, like, what? But it was kind of like a cool thing because I kind of seen where I'm finally from. But then again, I'm like, well, nobody really give a fuck anyways that I was gone this whole time. So, I mean, how much could I care? I tried, but, you still want to try when you're that age, and you think that, you don't realize the other side that if they didn't care that long, they're probably going to care after that either.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm with you.
It's a harsh reality, but now you don't really.
I'm comfortable with trying, and I'm good with never trying again. I don't need to. I sleep fine.
Exactly, right?
We tried to make it work, and sometimes, and people, I mean, I haven't talked to my dad now in probably 18, 19 years, and I have no idea where he's at, but, some people be like, oh, forgiveness and all this, or even at the start of this shit, I was like, we tried enough, man. We're past 3 strikes. He's out. Like, there's nothing to fix, and I'm totally okay with it. I'm totally fine with it. But I think it's more other people that always want me to fix it. I'm like, trust me, he'll just fuck it up again. We tried enough times, but yeah, it's a crazy thing, man.
It is crazy when people think that about forgiveness and all that. And you're like, well, first of all, yeah, I can do that, but it doesn't mean if you didn't want to be there in the beginning, it doesn't mean it's going to change now because you met me or whatever, you know?
Well, yeah, everyone always tells me how I should forgive him. Like, you didn't go through all the shit that I went through. So, yeah, maybe you could forgive him, but you didn't. You're just reading this on paper. I just told you one story. You don't fucking know what really happened. But thanks for your.
So easy to say that, huh?
Yeah, save that shit for church. I'm watching football on Sunday without my dad. You go do the forgiveness shit. Yeah. Let's see. Well, speaking of like LA and Gabriel and all that, like, what was your first like crazy LA night when you're like, I can't believe I'm here, or holy shit, I met this person, or the first like starstruck time?
Let's see here. I don't know. It might have been, I was at the Comedy Store hanging out, and then Flavor Flav rolled up. That was pretty cool. And I was sitting there talking to Flavor Flav like I'm his buddy. I'm like, what's going on here? No, I know. You know what it was actually? When I first moved to LA, my buddy, I moved to Hermosa Beach because I had a really good friend that lived there with his wife, which, by the way, if you're out there listening right now and you're about to chase your dream of stand-up or whatever it is, don't move to the beach of wherever your dream is, because you're not going to follow it. The beach will trump your dream.
Yeah. It's great advice.
It is. Like, you will not. Plus, you're so much farther from everything, so you can't even afford to do anything else if you live that far from it all. But I'd say my buddy's wife at the time, he's his ex-wife now, but this is like in 2006 or 5. I believe 5 for sure, 2005. My buddy's wife got into a movie. His wife had been working at a strip club, and obviously in LA, all the producers there are promising all the strippers movie roles. Well, this guy came through, and it wasn't like it was a movie called The Amateurs. It was with Brett Bridges and a bunch of other, like, you got Tim Blake Nelson, who's in all types of stuff. Jeff Bridges, Ted Danson's in it. The guy, one of the Rangers from Black Hawk Down, who's in all types of shit now, is a very famous actor. I'm not good with actor names.
Yeah.
I just remember these guys. Because we had the, damn it, I can't believe. He was in The Sopranos. He's in The Matrix, he's the bad guy that pretends he's good.
Shit, I'm so bad at movie names. I don't know any of these guys. I could just point at him and go, oh, that guy. Yeah. Shit.
What the hell's his name?
Let me try to look it up.
I forget exactly his name, but anyways, he's in the movie. He was in The Matrix, and he's in all types of stuff. I almost feel like it was the guy who played Ralph Cifaretto, but not sure. Anyways, so all these awesome amazing cast. And my buddy's wife at the time got a part. There was these two girls in the movie. They didn't have any speaking roles, but they had the whole point of that movie is that there's a local town. There's nobody who has jobs, but they all want to make a movie, but they're not doing well. So Jeff Bridges decided he wants to do a porn movie, but then the whole town, problems. So all the all these characters come together to make a porn, and they get these two blondes to be in it, and then they have two black dudes in town to be in it, and she was one of the blondes. And so we got to go to like the movie premiere and all that. And then we end up I had like $35 in my bank account at the time, I believe. and we were at the premiere, and after the premiere's over, every time Jeff Bridges is in a movie, he does a behind the scenes book of the movie. He takes pictures, he's all over the set, and then he writes, the pictures on the right side, on the left side, and then his notes are underneath the photo or whatever, right?
Uh-huh.
Every photo, the whole book is just photos of that movie with notes. And we end up at the Beverly Hills Hotel or the Beverly Hilton or whatever it was. Maybe it was the Four Seasons Beverly Hills or some shit. We're at the bar, me, my buddy, his ex-wife, his now ex-wife, and Jeff Bridges.
Oh, wow.
And we're just, Pagliarino was the guy's name, by the way. His last name was Pagliarino, just came to me. So I was with him first, Pagliarino, Jeff Bridges, my buddy, his wife, and then Pagliarino leaves. So myself, Jeff Bridges, my buddy, his wife sit at the bar, and he busts out the book of the behind the scenes that he was about to have produced. And
that's dope.
And he sits there and just runs us through it. He just starts telling us all about it. And I'm mind blown because I'm a huge Good Lebowski guy. Like I just love Jeff Bridges, and I'm sitting at the bar at the Beverly Hilton with him. And he's just talking to me like we went to high school together. We're all sitting there talking. He's flipping through pages, telling us all about the behind the scenes and about Ted Danson. And then I was like, well, I'll buy a round, Like, I had no idea. So I was like, I asked my buddy Jim, let me borrow $40. I got like 35 in my bag. I can cover it. I ordered a round, and it was $120 for 4 drinks. And I look at my friend, and he's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I don't know, bro. It's Jeff Bridges. I'm trying to buy that guy a beer.
Yeah.
A $30 fucking Corona, I guess.
Oh,
anyways, shit. I ended up having to pay my buddy back later on, but
yeah.
that was a really awesome moment as far as like when you first get to LA and some cool shit happens, but it never happens again.
Yeah. Oh, that's dope.
That's what that was.
You got to buy Jeff Bridges a beer, which is awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I forget what drink it was, but I definitely couldn't afford it. I know that.
That's awesome. What's your go-to fast food order?
Ooh, right now my go-to fast food order is I'm going spicy crispy chicken sandwich at Popeyes all day, and then I'm going to get a 5-piece, a number 7, and then for the side I don't get anything. I just get a whole thing of gravy. Like give me the spicy gravy because that's what I dip my chicken fingers in. Nice. Yeah, that's the spicy gravy is unbelievable. Yeah. And then I always get the backup chicken sandwich. I always over-order. I always order extra at fast food. So if I go to McDonald's, I get like a 10-piece nugget, go large, and then throw me in a couple of cheeseburgers. I'll do that a lot too.
I like it. What's the best concert and sporting event you've ever been to?
Let me think about that. I would say my early 20s going to Jimmy Buffett for the first time and realizing like, because I went to a Snoop Dogg concert at Celebrity Theater, and some Wu-Tang guys were there, and I remember no one was passing blunts to each other, and it was way more of a different vibe. Obviously, everybody's crowded at the front of the stage, and then at one point Snoop Dogg said, "Everybody throw your blunts on stage." And I remember I was like, "Okay, I'll do it." I remember as I let go, like, "Why am I doing this?" And then everybody throws their weed on the stage, and then some guy just sweeps it up, and then they just probably threw it out, you know?
Yeah.
Like, why did I do that? But then I went to a Jimmy Buffett concert where it's the most friendly, fun atmosphere. Everybody's just passing joints around. Your neighbor's your best friend. Everybody's just having a blast. How you dance don't matter. The vibe was just vibrant and fun, and Margaret, the songs are coming on. Cheeseburger in Paradise. You just you have a great time out in the parking lot. Everybody's having everybody's best friends. I'd have to say Jimmy Buffett concert probably.
Yeah. I went to one in Vegas one time, and the girl I was, I took a date, and like two old guys at different times just slapped her in the ass, and we just kind of looked at each other like, it's fucking Jimmy Buffett, I mean, this was like probably 20 years ago. I was probably 15 years ago, but I remember like, what am I going to fight an old man? And this guy's harmless. We made his night. And I don't know. It's just like you said, it was a different vibe of just like, everybody's just cool. And it was like neighbors, just like you said, a bunch of neighbors just drunk and dancing together.
Yeah. And our boss got us a party bus. So we had a great time. I probably that's most memorable. My first Jimmy Buffett concert was one of the most memorable, probably.
That's awesome. What about sporting event?
I was the most blown away in a sporting world. NASCAR as a kid, never knew how maniac that was. I was living in Alabama for like 6 months, and I went to a NASCAR race, and that was unbelievable. And then the next best one I could remember was when I first went to when I first started hanging out with Pat McAfee, and the Penguins were in they were in the Stanley Cup playoffs, and Pat got a private jet, and we all flew to Pittsburgh one night. And I'd never been into an electric ass game, like a hockey playoff game in a town where they live and die by their team. Pittsburgh Penguin fans. It was the most electric sporting event I've ever been to in my life. Was a playoff game, and it went into OT, and then the Penguins won. They were playing the Tampa Bay Lightning, and we took a private jet there, and then a bus there, like a cool bus, one of them all black buses, picks you up at the jet and drives you straight there. And then Pat got the celeb treatment, so he walked through the back door and all that cool shit. Yeah. And then we just had an awesome seat, and it was just the most electric thing to go into overtime and then win that game. And then all the way pouring out into the streets when it was over, it was just the most electric shit ever.
Yeah, no, I think playoff hockey it's the best, man. I've been to a lot of shit, but the energy, like you said, it is just electric. Well,
it can't be fucked with.
I think you've had two of the coolest bosses between Barstool and Pat. Like, give me your favorite story working for Pat, and then your favorite Barstool story.
Well, Pat, I might have to say that was it. That was the one. Mm-hmm. That private jet to go. He'd do that whenever he wanted, because we would. One time he's like, I had a gig in Myrtle Beach in July of like 2017, I think. Mm-hmm. Maybe, I believe 17, possibly 16, but I was headlining a club in Myrtle Beach, and I didn't realize it was going to be 180 degrees there, that you can't even go to the beach because the sand is like Iraq sand. You can't even, it's too hot to hang out in. And then the wind was blowing also, so you got the hot sand just in your face. It was brutally uncomfortable, and we got a private jet there, and this time there was a flight attendant on it. Like, that's how big it was.
Wow.
And then on the way, we did a gig, and I go, well, you could just have my Saturday night on both shows. Like, I'll just MC, or I'll middle, and then, our other friend, Todd, I think Todd hosted. Todd middled the other days. And then the last day, Pat, I go, you have Saturday. So he promoted it. And he told anybody who comes to these shows, and I just let him, I go, you headline it. The club didn't care. I go, listen, this guy's about to sell it out way more than me. We're going to adjust it a little bit. Your host won't work Saturday, but we'll still pay him. Todd or I will host, and then the other guy middled, and then Pat headlined, and then he bought picked up everybody's tabs in the showroom that night.
Wow, that's dope.
Yeah, and then we went to a bar afterwards, and he would say, anybody who's touching the bar, get him a shot. So then the guy would line up like 80 shots, and then it was just on. And it was just awesome time. It was just like, and then I'll tell you, it was the feeling of like being in a private jet when you're like laying on a couch by yourself, drinking a beer as you're taking off with no seatbelt on. And like, that's when the flight attendant's handing you a beer. Like, as you're ascending right off the tarmac, that was an incredible feeling that I'll probably never feel again, but it was good then.
That's awesome. That's so cool. Yeah, I mean, the stories I hear about Pat, just that he is the fucking best guy. That's the same thing Todd said.
Yeah, he's
like,
great.
It was just such a crazy thing how it all came together. But just working for him it's just got to be. It's hard to even imagine calling it a boss. Just that he's so fucking cool. What about Barstool?
Yeah,
you got a good Barstool story? We got a ton of Barstool.
I have
fans.
to say, when I mean, all rough. I think the best Barstool moments are the rough and rowdy moment.
Yeah, which is so cool.
You know, I lost the first one by a split decision. But the walk-in with Pat, and, you know, we were in West Virginia, and we played the song, you know, the West Virginia song, and then that was just so electric, and then just not even almost remembering what the hell. It was just such a whirlwind of maniac status that I just, before I knew it was just over, and I'm like, what happened, you know? So I think that whole experience, that first rough and rowdy against Smitty, that was probably my most memorable Barstool experience.
I can't imagine with coming down the aisle and the music and the pre-fight, and just, it was fucking incredible to watch. I can't imagine
Country Road.
Yeah, in the moment of just that place was rocking, and I think I get a pretty big high off of stand-up, but I can never imagine that pre-fight walk just always seems like it'd be fucking incredible.
Yeah, it was incredible.
That's awesome, man. I'll give you a couple more. We'll get you out of here. What song always makes you happy when you hear it?
Anything off of Tupac, All Eyes on Me, a lot of Chronic 2001, a lot of 90s, late 90s rap, early 90s, you know, anything 90s rap I was really into. Those songs always get me rocking and rolling, you know.
Yeah.
But that All Eyes on Me double album, that was my shit right there.
Yeah, me too. That was like senior year of high school, and we played that shit till it wouldn't play anymore. And then we went and bought 2 more discs and played it again.
Yeah, when did you graduate? 97?
96. So we were
okay. Yeah, I was supposed to graduate in 96. I did second grade twice.
Oh yeah,
so we're the same age.
Yeah, but no, we listened to that, and you know what's funny? Growing up in Wyoming, there was no stand up, but I would say the first like comedy I heard was probably my sophomore year was listening to that Sandler CD. The Adam Sandler, that was like the first, I guess, probably any comedy that I even heard.
Oh, you mean like Toll Booth Willie and shit?
Yeah, and the Goat and all.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So
the Goat. Dude, that album, we played at my friend's bug every single day going to high school.
Yeah, my high school, I just remember on sport trips, because Wyoming's so spread out, we'd have 6-7 hour bus rides to play games, so it was either Tupac or Sandler, and it was just on repeat, and the good, what I wouldn't give to go back, man. It was so much fun.
And DMX also. DMX was right up in there.
Yeah, so DMX, yeah, we that was right after I graduated, but that was my soundtrack. Let's see, who's the coolest person's phone number you have saved in your phone?
Who? Coolest number on my phone. I got a bunch of cool fighters: Chris Lytle, Mammy Trione, Luke Rockhold, my buddies. Also, let's see. Most of the people I worked for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're pretty good.
Yeah, a lot of some guests like Adam Richmond, you know, Manford Food. Couple, you know, guys that have been on my show.
Yeah.
I'd say.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What's the greatest physical pain you've ever felt?
Greatest physical pain was when we were in Sweden on a fluffy tour, and he made us eat the hottest hot dog in the world. And if you ate the whole thing, he'd give you 5,000.
Oh shit!
And it was the worst 24 hours. It was the worst 24 hours of my life. So, like, your entire body rejects what happens. Like, any kind of fluid out of your body burns for 24 hours. Pee, tears, your ass. I mean, you were done. And that was the worst pain I had those 24 hours.
But you finished it?
I mean, I won 5. Yeah, we all finished it, but it was like a team of 8 zombies.
Oh.
For 24 hours.
Wait, all 8 of you got the 5,000 too?
Yep. 6 out of 7 of us ate it.
That's great. Yeah, it's so funny as and I hate hot shit, but I can't.
I do, but I mean, I love it, but it was so bad that when they put the sausages on the grill, the smoke hit people's eyes like pepper spray. Like, it was that bad.
Damn. That's awesome.
It's still on the internet. If you Google, I mean, we didn't our actual experience, but if you Google the hottest hot dog in the world, It's some guy that just makes you. It's a stand in Sweden, and I don't know why anybody would ever eat this for free. It was the worst thing I've ever ate in my life, and I've never had my body have such a rejection on that level all at one time the next morning. And that was definitely the worst day of my life.
That is awful. Yeah. I mean, I always want 5,000, but you've made me rethink it a little bit. That sounds like it'd be fucking brutal.
Well, it depends on where you are in your life. You know, if you got zero, you're like, I'll suffer for a day. That's fine with me. I'll be okay. 2 days later.
Who's the person you call when you have a bad day?
My chick, me and my lady, we're really good friends as well. Like, I know a lot of people date, but they're not really great friends with their person. You know, a lot of you don't even realize it. You have to have enough crappy relationships to have like one where you really love your person. Like, she's also my best friend.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And this is my girl. Like, if I'm having anything wrong, she can always have the best advice for me, or she'll always be able to bring me in a good mood or talk some funny shit to me to make me laugh. Because, you know, you respect and, like, enjoy good, funny shots, you know?
No, for
sure.
And
she's a New Jersey chick, and she's funny as shit. But you'd never know it if you didn't know her. Like, if you just look at her, you're like, this chick's not funny.
Uh-huh.
But she's really funny. And the shit she says and that we say together is, like, we're just, we're waking up just laying there laughing for 15 or 20 before we even get our day started, you know?
That's awesome. How'd you guys meet?
You know what? I was going to do a show in Florida. She saw the ad for it. And so she asked me a question about the show times.
Uh-huh. Nice.
And then we just started talking. And then we figured out, like, I was never going to live where she lived. So we didn't, you know, we kind of made the adult decision. Like, we were always flirty and awesome, but it wasn't going to work out, like visiting and things. So we were just friends for 3 years, just without even meeting each other. And then she came to a show one time. I was in Florida again. And she came to a show, and then she thought that it was going really well. Like, the date went great, and then she was like, "There's no way I'm going to stay here because I don't want anything to happen, or, like, I don't want to be making out with this dude on the first date." So she, in the middle of the show, she just got up and left, which threw my shit off because I was having a great set.
Yeah.
And then I just see her at the bar. It was what's the club? It's a little tiny club. It's like in the front of a hotel.
In Jacksonville, like the Comedy Zone in Jacksonville, maybe.
No, it's closer to Orlando. It's like an hour from Orlando. It's almost like an old steakhouse. I'll remember later, and I'll let you know. But and then she left in the middle of my set. I thought she was in the bathroom, and I keep looking, and I'm just like, "What the fuck?" Dude? She made an excuse for why she had to leave, and I didn't find out that was just an excuse for like 2 years.
Oh,
and
really?
yeah, and then a year and a half ago, October of 2018, I headlined the Punchline Helium in Philly. And she came to the show, and then we had a great date that day before the show, and then the show. And then I moved to New York. She left Florida and had just moved back to New Jersey that month. And I had just gotten, switched over to move to New York for Barstool the exact same month. So we've been dating. I mean, I didn't waste any time. I was into her so long.
Uh-huh.
For someone that's so damn long, we started dating right away. We've been dating ever since the day I moved to New York.
That's awesome. It all worked out how it was supposed to, it sounds like.
It sure did. Like, we just randomly both moved to the same area at the exact same time.
Yeah, that's awesome. What's the best party you've ever been to?
Oof, party. Let me think. I've been to some awesome house party ragers before I even realized now. Like, looking back, like, this is people just on the furniture, just out of control. The whole place is a monster. Just a monster ass house party. Those are some awesome ones. I went to the Kilroy's at Indy it's an hour south of Kirkwood. It's called it's Indiana University. It's an hour south of Indy. I went to a bar there and it was out of control. I got pictures of my buddies and they got glass rack shots.
Uh-huh.
And we were just standing up on there, and I'm hanging out with Connor Daly and some other guys, and we were just having a blast. That was a pretty fun one. There's just been so many. I mean, so many times with Gabriel on the road, we just end up hanging out with the most electric fans and just living it up, having a great time.
Yeah. Well, you guys were on the bus for most of it, right?
Yeah. Oh, no, I slept on a tour bus. I didn't even have an apartment or a house or an address for about 3 years.
Oh, wow.
When we were back in LA, I just stayed with Martine or Ivan, we're on a tour. like the most that we'd be home was a month, like the most. And I wasn't making that much money. I mean, I had the most money I'd ever had because I didn't have any bills. Like I had no rent. All I had was cell phone bill.
Oh, that's
like that was it. I have nothing. I had nothing else. So the tour paid for all travel and all food. Like I literally made such little money, but because he was like a earn it thing, and I had to earn it. And then I eventually started making a lot more. But for the longest time, we were shit. It was, I lived on the bus, and that was it. You lived on the bus.
Is bus life fun, or does it get older? I've always wanted to go on the bus, but I can't I imagine at some point it got old, right?
Well, the one thing that got old was we were on the bus, and it was there's 8 Mexicans on the bus, and everybody's very alpha, and everybody's very, very strong dudes. We were all really good friends. I got some spats, like Rick Gutierrez type shit. That guy just hopped in and ruined the chemistry for a little while. But it was a great time. I mean, it was just such a fun time. Everybody was so awesome on it. And I mean, it was something else. It was just a great experience because, when you're not on the bus, you're at the show. It's all electric. It's all fun. In the morning, you wake up, you go to those awesome restaurants. You pick the coolest restaurants in town. You all go with it. There's no budget. Appetizers up the asshole. Drink,
Yeah.
We didn't all drink in the mornings because you had to have some discipline. Gabe didn't want a bunch of drunk asses. But after the show, we would drink, and enjoy ourselves until you have to be back on the bus when it's roll call. Like, they tell you before when you were in the town, they're like, all right, we got to be out of here by 1 a.m. So if you ain't on the bus, you better catch a flight to the next town. And that's how it was. You missed the bus. They didn't wait.
Yeah.
You were done.
Wait, did you
miss the bus?
Did you ever miss it, or other people did?
One time I missed it. Out of all the times I got set up, basically, all I had was a suitcase upstairs. But they bought the tour management. They picked up a couple of bottles. We're in Atlantic City. We're at the club. I think Lindsay Lohan was DJing. We're just dancing on the furniture, having a blast after the show at the Borgata. Just about 6 of us. Gabe never party with us like that. He'd drink sometimes. He'd knock it down a bottle. But his partying would be like he'd drink on stage.
Yeah.
So, but never at the arena or the theater. It'd be like a one-off at a Dallas Improv. He'd be like, all right, hey guys, I'm going to stop in on Monday. There's 400 tickets left, and he'd sell out like 36 seconds. So he would treat that like that would be his party.
His house party,
just let go. And but one time so I went upstairs after we were just hammered after the club closed, and I had to go get my suitcase and to go back to the bus because we get a hotel room to change. And I laid down on the bed, and I didn't wake up. And that was the only time I ever missed a bus.
Oh shit!
And I ended up getting there. All the cards fell together perfectly for me. Another guy missed the bus too, and he didn't have his wallet, and he didn't have clothes. This guy was shit-faced. He got there 12 hours after I got. I took a bus I took a cab to a bus to a cab. This is before Uber. To a plane to a bus, and I ended up getting there like an hour after they landed, and it was like a running joke, that the other guy didn't show up, and they had to pay for everything for him to get there. Oh shit! And he still didn't, and he was a sound guy, so his if I missed the show, whatever, that was my 7 or 10 minutes gone. That guy had a real important job. Like he wasn't just he didn't have the luck of the Irish of fucking just rolling around with one of the best dudes in the world of comedians that could change people's lives and bring you along for the ride. Yeah. This guy was a sound guy. He had to be there.
Oh shit! I bet he was scared.
I think he got there right around showtime, right when it started. So that was the only time I ever missed a bus.
That's
out
funny.
of 4 or 5 years of being on it.
That's awesome, man. That is awesome. All right, let me give you 2 more. We'll get you out of here. What one person would you like to punch in the face?
Oh, I don't want to say that because it's currently active. But maybe I'll answer that in maybe a year or so.
Yeah.
But there's one dude I would really like to let him have it. But you have to be an adult.
Yeah. No, let me give you a better question. I don't want to get you in trouble either way. I remember why I got rid of that question because it always caused more trouble than it's worth. How about this? What's your favorite day of the year?
I'd say July 4th weekend, Memorial, things like that. Any of the big ones. Memorial. What's the other one? The other weekend we got Memorial
Labor
Weekend.
Day.
We also have
Like
Labor Day and July 4th. That's my shit.
Yeah.
It's always been my favorite. It's always been like the best. You know, going to the beach, hanging out, drinking beers. That's like the ultimate.
Yeah.
I just enjoy it. I just want to be at the beach, hanging out, playing cornhole, swimming, laying there, whatever, drinking beers, just chilling on the beach.
Yeah. No, those are the days I miss the most right now, being around my friends and
bike riding,
drinking, and just chilling. Some good
Yeah,
music
you know,
and some
getting on
good food, and we're set.
Yep, getting about now. It's like behind the grill. I'm ready to rock. I'm the grill man. You know,
Yeah.
that's my shit. You know, even with the evolution of your life as an adult, you know, as a male, you still like that holiday is still my thing. Like I'm not on the boardwalk on a beach trying to like talk to random chicks. I'm the grill man, you know, and I have a beer in my hand and everybody's having a blast, talking shit, playing cornhole, and just still by the beach, you know?
Yeah, no, it's perfect. All right, I got one more question for you, but before we go, make sure you check out Shaun. You can check him out, Shaun Latham, Twitter, Instagram, and check out his show, $20 Chef, and he will be back on the road, hopefully when the rest of us are, I assume, when this shit's over. Do you have any dates?
Which is going to be nuts, dude.
Yeah, I know. I can't wait.
I just started getting Funny Bones headlining gigs.
That's just awesome.
And this happened.
Oh, what sucks too, because
but you know, if you think about it, any guys that's lower on the totem pole is fucked because when this comes back.
Yeah.
Because every single comedian at one time, the avails are going to go in, and all the guys that can sell tickets to only are going to get to work.
Yeah, because they got to make that money.
It's going to be a tough. It's going to be a tough war when we get back on these streets.
Which it always is in this fucking crazy world we picked. All right, I got one last question, but thank you so much for doing this, man. I appreciate you taking the time.
Thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it.
I love talking to you. And here's my last question. If you could script your last words before you die, what would they be?
Script my last words before you die. How long? Like, how many words are we looking at here?
Whatever. Whatever you want.
I'll be like, something to do with, you know, like just being able to understand that the ups and downs, but it's all still positive, like the positivity of it and seeing, you know, kind of like you create your own destiny type thing, you know, by never giving up and just keep on going. Like, especially like, you know, anybody that follows any dream, I mean, you just fill in the gaps, like as far as the details of what the dream is, but following it and chasing after it, you know, that's where, you know, they have the resiliency to keep moving, you know, and like not let anything deter you from the continuing along the path kind of thing, like something along those lines, you know, because that's what it really is. Like even today, like no matter how much adversity I've seen, you know, throughout this, since I started doing this shit in 2001, like I don't feel like I've made it yet. Like I make more money than I ever made, but I haven't sold out a weekend at clubs. I almost did in Chicago, and that was like a dream come true. I almost sold out the entire weekend. I was like 90% sold out, but I didn't, and I don't have a full schedule of, you know, I don't have bookers knocking down my door asking me to please come do the club and not do the theater.
Yeah.
So I still don't feel, I'm nowhere near like I'm successful enough to like I could look back onto a career or anything like that. I feel like I'm balls deep in it and I got a long way to go. So I don't know. I think that's it. It's just like, keep moving and stay positive and just know what you enjoy. And, you know, like whatever you enjoy, you have to make sure you just immerse yourself in it. Like I love to eat. I love to cook. I love to be funny, tell jokes, and just hang out. Like that's really what I like to do and write what I like to write about. So
that's perfect.
I don't know if that's not very inspiring, but it's
good.
Just more of like everybody always like, what's the secret? Nothing. Keep going.
Yeah.
Like that's it.
Keep going.
That's the secret.
Chase your dreams and don't chase them living by a beach.
And you also, by the way, you got hosed on the Barstool show and on the fucking. You got hosed ugly. You
it's
killed
right,
it.
Man.
You got hosed.
No, it was a great experience, man, and it was. You know, it's just a contest. Luckily, going through stand-up, that's one of the first things you'll learn as a stand-up is these contest shit. And it all worked out. In some weird way, everything worked out how it's supposed to. So, and I enjoyed the experience, and I'll be a Barstool fan for life. It was just as someone who enjoyed Barstool, just to be in there and fucking talking to Prez and just the whole thing. It was a really cool thing. So, you know, hey, shit happens. But I appreciate you saying that, man. I appreciate you helping me. But yeah. Good talking to you, man. Hopefully our paths will cross somewhere on this road somewhere. So hopefully get you out here to Denver.
Yeah, Will. Yeah, I can't wait. I got to get out there. I want to. I got to figure out getting a comedy works and get out there. Well, a lot of Barstool people out there.
Yeah, you know what? We'll talk about this off air, but I'll definitely try to help you with that. So Perfect.
Oh, that'd be great.
All right, buddy. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, my man.
See you.
Hey, I appreciate you. Thanks so much for having me on your show.
Yep. Anytime, bud. Thanks.
Brandt Tobler trying to expand globally. Long curly hair and a beard, but he ain't Toby Keith. You might have thought it's beef, but we gon' handle that. Stealing jerseys off of the wall like fuck Jack. Okay, he ran with that, and now he's on the loose. Put a little bit of poison in his Jamba Juice. Go ahead and drink on that, just take another sip. Need an appraisal? Shout out to Ron Huffin' Dick. The kids loving this. I know you heard it, son. The purpose is perfect. Every person we learn something from. Go ahead and come along. We have a little fun. A few questions. How about 31?